Good morning, this is Nigel at Weather Modification Watch New Zealand. It is the Friday the 10th of June 2016 and a few things. About time I did an update. I haven't done one for a while, but there were a couple of things I wanted to go over. This here is a photo from yesterday morning, and you can see 7:57 a.m. and you see there's frost on the ground, clouds in the sky, and if we we'll have a look at going in the other direction. This is looking west basically, and this is looking toward the east, and you see there's the frost here and a lot of cloud here. I just noticed this morning when I looked at this photo as well that the cloud, you have a straight line right down there and it's square, like there's a square here, there, and then it's kind of got a sort of like a crisscross pattern square type thing there, there. Oh, I mean, maybe maybe I'm just creating that idea, and there's another one there, square, you see, like it just looks like that pattern. Anyway, that would be EMF, and let's have a look at this. Right. What happened then? Okay, so all right, that was that. Okay, so I think it's kind of unusual. I used to, have a stable rule that if it was cloudy, it wasn't going to be frost, because the cloud kind of keeps the warmth in and kind of insulates us and so forth. And I've had that idea there for years, and to me it's odd that there's cloud and it's frosty. So another indicator of weather modification. Moving on, I have seen in the last few days and so forth, there's been very heavy hit of rain on the west coast and also around Nelson, Marlborough, Wellington area. Been very heavy rain. Doesn't show it on this now, but certainly shows some here. Now when we look at this, if I move that across, you see how this is coming this morning, and you see still no rain on Canterbury. And whoops, what happened there? Oh, did we move to we moved to Westland. Okay, well that's okay. You can see it even closer. So the rain comes in there, and then there's just nothing in Canterbury, and then the rain appears over here as well. So taking it back, it comes through and it's moving eastward. Nothing in this area, and you can see little kind of tips here of those same pulses, and there's the line. Those same pulses still continuing. So they're actually maintaining a drought in this area. Now don't ask me why. People have asked me this. I don't know. I just know that it's actually deliberate. Okay, and moving on to show that more, let's have a look at this. Goes from Wednesday, midnight Wednesday, and this is the cloud moving over. Now watch this line coming over from Australia here, and it almost is like a punch in the side of the South Island hitting the west coast. Look at that, how it's forming there, right? Now it does something interesting. This is 4 p.m. on Thursday, yesterday, right? And in the next couple of frames you'll see it actually does something very interesting. And I actually think they've hit it with an EMF, electromagnetic frequency band there. Now you watch how it spreads, and it spreads out there, right? But it's coming along, and then it starts to get altered there, right there, and it goes bam. See that? Interesting, huh? And I've spread it, see? And now it comes right over that whole area, and splits and so forth, right? So very interesting how that happens. But anyway, again, further evidence of weather modification and why this rain is hitting here. But yeah, you can definitely see those pulses that are keeping that drought going in this area. So that's the main things that have been happening on the weather modification front in the last few days. It has been a bit quieter. They seem to have quieted down in some ways, but definitely the impact. They've been trying to hit the west coast, I guess to flood it. Don't ask me why. And the Nelson, Marlborough, Blenheim area has been hit very hard with rain and lightning storms and so forth. I think Auckland got hit with that a couple of weeks ago too. And that seems to be what's been happening lately. There has been a build-up of magma in Matata, something like that, in Bay of Plenty. The town has risen because there's a build-up of magma. That's the Taranaki pulse, the next radar from New Plymouth hitting that area has been doing so for months earlier, and we suddenly see that there's a build-up of magma underneath. So that's going back a little bit. So just to look at what's been happening on the weather modification front. But this is what is happening at the moment. The west coast and the top of the South Island and bottom of North Island. That's it from me at Weather Modification Watch New Zealand. This is Nigel checking out.